These days, many of you might ask, is the bottom in, Mr. President Pump? And yes, it seems like that Trump has done incredible progress in his challenge to get president again. And it was not his fault. I mean, you see, he was almost killed. But what does that mean for Bitcoin? And I think it has certain implications because Trump hasn't only changed his mind on Bitcoin massively, he also it also implies several reactions by the market and also by potentially the Democrats who want to still obviously win this election against Trump, even though it looks very, very bad now for Joe Biden. So in this episode, I want to show you 3 reasons why the bottom of Bitcoin probably is in. I'm definitely not giving financial advice. So this being said, it's nothing sure, but I have really, really good indicators to show you this episode. First of all, Germany is done selling Bitcoin. So as all over X, it has been running that Germany finally sold their 50,000 Bitcoins. I am here now on the page of Carl B. Menger, the reincarnation of Carl Menger, probably Carl Bitcoin Menger. Shout out to you, Carl. I really like your content. If you don't follow him, make sure to check out his X profile. And apparently people have started donating Bitcoin again to the German government. So Germany has held 50,000 Bitcoins recently, and they sold these over 2 billion worth of Bitcoin to the free market, mostly on big exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken, I believe. One interesting side fact here, it was not Germany who decided this. It actually was the state of Saxony that seized these from movie 2K, which was like an illegal page to watch movies without paying. I heard people are doing that. And yeah, it was very successful apparently. And they made a lot of money with this shady business. And then you couldn't have a normal bank account as a company like this movie 2K. Bitcoin was a really good option for them. Eventually, Germany, as you see here, they actually got their hands on these Bitcoins and they sold them all to the bottom. They sold them at $55,000. Meanwhile, people have donated a bit to this, and yeah, it was the Bundeskriminalamt, so the criminal office of Germany, that did it on behalf of the state of Saxony. So everybody's saying that the Chancellor of Germany or like the Treasury Department should have looked into that and kept the Bitcoin, is talking a lot of stories, but actually it was not Germany's decision. It was just a normal process by the state of Saxony to liquidate these assets that they seized from these shady businesses. Like if they get gold or, I don't know, watches or expensive cars or whatsoever, they also sell this and liquidate this. The money goes directly to some parts of the state of Saxony. I have read this somewhere. I can't really reproduce it right now, but I think you might not be interested so much in the details. Yeah, so Fidelity is even calling now for 1 billion Bitcoin by 2038. Obviously, 2038 is very, very long in the future. I would bet a lot during this because Bitcoin is programmed to actually become more and more expensive over time. And maybe I should do a video about this very soon. If you like this, leave a like down below and I will explain in the video why Bitcoin potentially could go up forever. And that's not just a joke or saying, it really has the potential to go up forever. There are many reasons for that. And 1 billion by 2038, well, call me a mega bull, but I believe this is also possible. Let's move on. Is the bottom in? We have seen Bitcoin moving up to $63,000 again. And it all happened kind of at the moment when Trump was shot. So when Trump was shot and almost killed, the odds for him being elected increased extremely. Let's see, where do we see this here? Actually, on the website of Polymarkets, presidential election winner. Interesting, because on the phone you see this nice graphic of the chart, how it was changing. Maybe if somebody knows how to get that here quickly, that would be great if we do that. Look at it, the chart. I showed it actually in a YouTube short just a moment ago. So Trump's popularity changed and increased extremely. Here is the graph after he was shot. So, you see the debate of the candidates that already changed something. It made Biden drop extremely. On the other side, Trump pumped now even more, and he has now 71% chance of winning. This prediction market says, and Polymarket is essentially the world's biggest prediction market because it's globally usable. It's a web-free prediction market you just log into with your wallet, and you really can start betting right away. So this is there are several reasons now to say that why Trump is good for crypto. First of all, Trump is very, very pro Bitcoin. He became pro Bitcoin, let's say, recently, after he understood that the libertarians and all the economically thinking more in a way of less government, more freedom, all these people, they are liking Bitcoin, and he wants the vote of these people. I'm not believing that Trump is like the big Bitcoin Jesus now, but I think that he has also probably understood that Bitcoin is not stoppable at this point, and that he, as a smart person, and he certainly is smart, you can think about him whatever you want, but he has a kind of smartness, right? He's smart in some way. You might not like the way he's smart in, but he knows what he does. And he has realized probably that Bitcoin is not stoppable. So he takes Bitcoin with him and fights now for Bitcoin instead of fighting it. So he will also be speaking at this Bitcoin conference very soon. And this is all very positive for Trump. The whole for Bitcoin, the whole market, everything on the market, not only Bitcoin, but also the stock market and all the American markets would probably celebrate a President Trump. This is bullish. Second of all, Biden is now very much under pressure. So what should he do? He needs to find ways to get this election still turned around and to win this election. To do so, there are not so many options. But one thing he certainly has to do is pump the economy. A recession right now, a clear recession, like a recession that is not deniable any longer, would it would kill the Biden campaign completely. So his only chance is to cover the economic situation up as good as possible by putting a lot of new liquidity into the market. And we already see that the monetary policy is getting looser. Well, let's look at TradingView, for instance, because on TradingView, we can see not only that Bitcoin is above 63,000 again, but we can also check out the USM2. And this monetary supply actually has turned. And even though the interest rates haven't been cut yet, the monetary supply is already increasing again, and it has started to do so already early this year. So for the last 6 months already, it has been slowly but steadily increasing, and we can expect this liquidity to slowly go up and pump even more probably throughout this year to save the economy. If this will be successful, we do not know at this point, but definitely Biden has to try this. And let me come back to the third reason why the Bitcoin bottom probably is in, and that's the production cost of Bitcoin. I have it open here for you. The production cost of Bitcoin is the mining cost, what the miners have to pay to mine 1 Bitcoin. And this is very interesting to study this chart because it's starting already here in late 2015. And you see that usually the price of Bitcoin is kind of fluctuating around it. It sometimes in the hype period shoots massively over that. So it went all the way up here to 19K and something, as you all remember who were here already in 2017. But the production cost at this point was only slightly above 3,000. So there you see there is a massive discrepancy. On the other hand, when Bitcoin drops too much, the production cost can be above the price. And that usually means that the price is catching up again and overshooting it again, because the price can obviously not stay stable with the production cost. That would be a very strange market. It's a free market. Most of the Bitcoin is mined already. So yeah, it's obvious that the price and the production cost is always kind of on a level, but it's also not really staying at the same level all the time. You see it massively overshot it here when we went the way up to the 67,000. At that point, the cost was so low that the miners actually made a 3x just by mining. So they mined for 22,000 and just sold it. That's if they sold it. Many miners haven't been selling so many Bitcoins, but in general, this is how it works. And interesting, very interesting to see is that in periods like now, when the average mining cost is above, it was actually already at $90,000 once, when the difficulty was increased at this point, but then it fell again. So it fell again because of the price drop. When the price of Bitcoin drops, miners are often leaving the business because it's unprofitable. So the unprofitable miners are shutting down their hardware, and then the cost to produce a Bitcoin is slowly decreasing as we see it here on the end of the curve, for instance. Then after a while, there will be a difficulty adjustment. I believe it's every second week, right? So this is when the price and the mining cost is very imbalanced. It can happen that we see these strong changes in the difficulty. Because a lot of miners shut down, that means the difficulty decreases again, and then it should probably be below the price again or at the price level. What we see here is that we are at the moment still above it. So producing 1 Bitcoin costs more than the price, and that has hardly ever happened. It happens usually only in the end of the bear market, as you see here, and it usually happens in the beginning of the real bull market. This massive bull market, you see it here. You also see it slightly here. So it is happening, and it happens here again. It happened for a moment here. And now at the moment, the price will probably move up, or the hash rate comes down, the average mining cost will come down. It will both align to each other, but it looks very promising that the price is going up. And this also means the bottom is probably in. I already spoke about this topic a long time ago when production cost was around 15K, I believe it must have been somewhere here. And I called Bitcoin bottom at this point. I said the bottom here must be in because we are below production cost, and this cannot happen for too long. So I called the bottom back there. And when you haven't seen this video back then you should subscribe to my channel because you shouldn't miss that in the future. This being said, summarizingly, we have three major reasons why the Bitcoin bottom probably is in. First of all, German state of Saxony has finished selling their massive amounts of Bitcoin. Secondly, we have President Trump, who is on the way to victory. So both parties need to take care of the markets, need to do the best. Trump is positive for the markets and Biden needs to pump the market. And last but not least, the production cost of Bitcoin is too high at the moment, so the price needs to follow. I know price doesn't always follow this in short term, but it certainly is an indicator to say this. Okay. This being said, I wish you a great rest of the day. It's unbelievably hot here in Vienna, so I hope it's not as hot where you are, and I hope we see again very soon.